Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning everyone. How are you? I'm Jana Ahmed Abdel Sadiq and today's model is talking about civics and ethical education model examination. Now first of all, let's start by the first question, which says the principle that states there should be no distinction between those governing and government is what? Of course it will be the rule of law. It's not the separation of power or equity or check and balances. Because the rule of law is a principle that states there should be no distinction between this governing and governed. Now, so that means the correct answer for question number 1 is choice A. Now, question number 2 says the habit of keeping part of one's earnings for future use is what? Spending, saving, planning, or borrowing. The answer is saving, right? Saving is the habit of keeping part of one's earnings for future use. Sometimes in the future you want to buy something, or you want to save the money for buying a car in the future, or to buy a building in the future, right? Or to enter the university by this savings of earnings. But spending, no, it's the loss of the money. Spending, that means you are spending on the money in some things that you will not benefit from it. And planning, it's a planning, but it's a planning that's helping to save, how to save. But it's not the habit of keeping part of one's earnings for future use. Now, borrowing, it's not the good thing. Borrowing also is not good. It's the same like spending, but borrowing is inversely like you are borrow some money from a person, but are you always borrowing from the others to buy something you need or you don't want it? Of course it will not be a good habit, right? So that means saving is the habit of giving part of one's earnings for future use is saving, as we said before. So the correct answer for question number 2 is B. Now question number 3 says the role of all responsible citizens to play in the social, political, and economic affairs of their communities and the country as a whole is what? Civic participation, or volunteerism, or humanitarian activity, or cooperative action. The answer and the correct answer for this question is civic participation. Why? Because he said the role of all responsible citizens. The role of all responsible citizens to play in the social, political, and economic affairs of their communities and the country as a whole. It's the civic participation between all of the citizens or responsible citizens. So the correct answer for question number 3 is A. Now question number 4 says which one of the following statements explains about extravagancy? The same thing of spending, right? That's spend your money on something that you not benefit on it, or you are spending your money wrongly, unwisely. So that means the correct answer for question number 4 is it's spending of money wrongly, without any planning, without any saving, and spending something or spending your money on something that you are not benefit from it. So the correct answer or the meaning that's explained the extravagancy habit is spending of money wrongly. So that means the correct answer for question number 4 is the choice B. Okay, now question number 5, it says which of the following is not the function of federal government? Is not, he said, is not the function of federal government protecting and defending the constitution, or planning the regional budget, or formulating and implementing policies, or administrating the national army. He said that is not the function of the federal government. Of course, it will be planning the regional budget, because planning the regional budget it's from the regional government, not in the federal government. So the correct answer that's not the function of the federal government is choice B, which is planning the regional budget. Okay, in question number 6 it says what? The information source one needs to consult to acquire an in-depth knowledge on a certain issue is what? Book, newspaper, magazine, or brochure? Brochure is not something that's knowledge can keep with you, or magazine, or newspaper. Of course it will be the book. The book is the life of the knowledge, right? Because whenever the time is keeping going on, book always is a book. Also if it is an old, it will be something that's having and saving your knowledge, right? Like a bag. The bag is saving your things, your personal things, but afterwards, after a time of period of time, it will be old, and sometimes it will not be good to use, right? But book, whatever the time of period it's gone from it, it will be always a book. It will never be old, because the informations or the knowledge that's inside the book, it will be always a knowledge for any generation. So that means the correct answer for question number 6 is A, which is book. Now question number 7 says kind of state structure that all authorities and powers are exclusively in the hands of central government is what? Federal state, unitary state, republic, or monarchy? Of course it will be unitary state. The kind of state structure that all authorities and powers are exclusively in the hands of central government is unitary state, not federal state or republic or monarchy. So the correct answer for question number 7 is B. Which one of the following is behind the low level of saving in Ethiopia? Is behind the low level of saving in Ethiopia: lack of awareness and unwise use of resources, high level of income, the existence of modern financial institutions, strong family planning practice. Of course it will be lack of awareness and unwise use of resources, because it's the low level of saving, right? The low level of saving in Ethiopia. So that means the correct answer for question number 8 is A, lack of awareness and unwise use of resources. Okay, now in question number 9, question number 9 says active community participation like voting is categorized as what? Cultural participation, political participation, political participation, or intellectual participation, or economic participation. It says active community participation like voting is categorized as what? Of course it will be political, right? It will be political participation. Political participation. Okay, in question number 10 it says which one of the following is a resources that is equally shared by all human beings? What is it? Knowledge, time, money, or health? Knowledge, not all of the people are shared equally. Why? Because some peoples are are educated and some are not, because of the lack money, or like the lack of planning, the lack of unwise use of money, These things that lead you to be uneducated, and some people are educated, so that means knowledge are not equal in all of the peoples. Money is the same thing. Some peoples are poor and some peoples are wealthy, so it's not shared equally, right? Health is the same thing. Some people who are sick and they need some medicines. Some people who are health and they are so healthy, they are good in everything. They are taking some, like, the save, or they are take carefully. They are take their health carefully. But some people are poor. They are so sick. So, and also the people who are wealthy, sometimes they are sick, even if they have so many money. If they have many, like if they have much money, more than enough money, also they will be sick. Some people are sick and some are not. The money will not bring for you the health, only the medicines, but the health is inside you. But time are shared equally. But here's the one which will be wise one, who will use the time carefully or properly. The one who will use the time properly and carefully, the one who will win. Because time actually is shared equal between all of the peoples. All human beings in the world are shared equally in time, right? So the correct answer for question number 10 is B, which is time. Now question number 11 says, among the following, which ones belong to the economic equality of citizens under the federal regional? Every citizen's vote has equal weight, or equal treatment before the law, the right to own property, or the right to elect. Of course, the correct answer it will be the right to own property, because among the following, which one is belong to the economic equality? He said economic equality of citizens under the federal regional. It will be the right to own property. So the correct answer for question number 11 is the right to own property. Now question number 12 says, the prevalence of the rule of law enables citizens to what? Develop sense of equality, respect the laws of the land, spread violence, or break the law. He says the prevalence of the rule of law enables citizens to what? The prevalence is something good, right? The prevalence of the rule of law enables citizens to what? Respect the laws of the land. Of course, respect the laws of the land. Develop sense of equality, it's not the one. Spread violence, no. Break the law, no. Respect the laws of the land, yes, of course. Prevalence of the rule of law enables citizens to what? To respect the laws. So the correct answer for question number 12 is B. Now question number 13 says, if there is no equal opportunity to all citizens of a country, what will happen? Instability and inequality, or sharing power and pluralism political system, or democracy and rule of law, or high level of patriotic feelings? First of all, if there is no equal opportunity to all citizens of a country, there will not be democracy or rule of law or high level of patriotic feelings. Of course, there will be instability and inequality, and there will be so many crimes. So, the correct answer for question number 13 is A. Now, question number 14, it says, concern for common good is a civic virtue expressed by helping such needy people like what? Like whom? Those with disability, or disadvantaged group in economic, social, and political life, or victims of HIV/AIDS, all of the above. Of course, all of the above. The people who are disability or with disability, they need our help, right? Disadvantaged group in economic, social, and political life, they need our help. Victims of HIV/AIDS, they need our help in HIV/AIDS club. So that means all of the following or all of the above are the correct answers. So that means the choice D is the correct answer for question number 14. Now question number 15, it says, which of the following is not the advantage of taxation? Is not the advantage of taxation to provide different social services, or for the prevalence of personal environment alone, or to promote citizens' common interest, or for the prevalence of peace and security? The answer is for the prevalence of personal development alone. It's not the advantage of taxation, right? It's not the advantage of taxation, that's prevalence of personal development alone, but to provide different social services and to promote citizens' common interest, and for the prevalence of peace and security is advantage of taxation. So the correct answer, which is not the advantage of taxation, is choice B. Now question number 16, it says, which one of the following does not the positive value of society? Sociability, helping the needy, selflessness, sharing knowledge. Sharing knowledge is something beautiful, right? Sharing knowledge, that means you are educating the others, educating the peoples to let the society develop, right? To let the country develop because of educating peoples. And helping the needy, that means you are helping the people who needs some help. You are helping the society, and also you are helping the community, that means to develop. And sociability, of course, if there is sociability, that means there is a peace between the peoples, between the society. But selfishness, if you are selfish, you will not help the others. You don't want to give anyone a money. The money is only for you. And you'll also be selfish with knowledge, that you don't want anyone to be educated, only you. Okay, take it. You will benefit yourself. Anyway, selfish, it will not benefit anyone. Even if the one who are selfish will not benefit, because he is not sharing anything with the others. He is not also sociability, so that means he is not like lovely from the peoples or from the others, because he is selfish. He wants everything for himself or herself. So that means the one which is not the positive value of a society is selfishness. That means the correct answer for question number 16 is C. Okay, now question number 17 says, one of the following is not a traditional judicial institution: local organizations, family council, court, religious institutions. The correct answer, it will be court, right? Because it says it's not a traditional judicial institutions. Court is not a traditional judicial institutions. The traditional judicial institutions is local organizations, family council, religious institution. All of these are traditional judicial institutions, but court are not. So court is different from the others, which is the correct answer. Come on, what's going on with A? Okay, now to eradicate poverty, what shall we do to eradicate poverty? What shall we do? Hard work, respect the rule of law, integrity and unity, or all of the above? Of course, all of the above. If there is a hard work, so that means there is the peoples who are doing hard work to fight against poverty, right? Respect the rule of law. If there is a respecting of rule of law, that means the peoples will respect and will respect first of all the laws, and also all of them will be one hand to fight the poverty, right? Integrity and unity, also the same thing to eradicate poverty. So that means all of the above are correct answers. So choice D is the correct answer for question number 18. Okay, now question number 19 says, which one of the following behaviors is not categorized as work ethic? Willingness to learn, punctuality, minimizing productivity, or initiative? He said not categorized as work ethic. Of course it will be minimizing productivity. We don't want to minimizing the productivity. We want to maximizing the productivity, not to make it less. So that means willingness to learn, punctuality, initiative are the correct answers for work ethic. But for the question that they said not categorized as work ethic is minimizing productivity. So that means the choice C is the correct answer for question number 19, which is not categorized as work ethic. Okay, now question number 20 says, one of the following is not part of a modern saving institution. Is not a part of modern saving institution. ICOP, microfinance institutions, banks, or insurance companies. Of course it will be ICOP. Why? Because ICOP it seems like festivals, celebrations, and you will spend more money on it. So ICOP are not the modern of saving institutions. So the correct answer for question number 20, which is not part of modern saving institutions, is ICOP. The correct answer is A. Now question number 21 says, the way you are told about clear weakness is what? Self-criticism, or constructive criticism, or negative remark, or none of the above? He says the way are you told about clear weakness is what? Of course it will be constructive criticism, right? Is the way you are told about clear weakness is constructive criticism. So that means choice B is the correct answer for question number 21. Now question number 22 says, all of the following are qualities of a self-reliant person except one. What it is? Knowing one's own needs, respecting the good work of others, knowing one's own potential, or fear of defending one's own position. The correct answer is D. Fear of defending one's own position? No, of course. But knowing one's own potential? Yes. Respecting the good work of others? Yes. Knowing one's own needs? Yes. D are not the correct answer for or are not the correct answer for the qualities of a self-reliant person. So the correct answer for the question 22 is D. Okay, now question number 23 says, a person having the character of hard working is said to be what? Competent, industrious, responsible, or participant? Of course it will be industrious. Industrious, that means you are hardworking. You are hardworking in everything, in your job, in your study, in like respecting the laws, You are hardworking in everything. Like you are making hardworking to fight against the poverty or to fight against the crimes. So that means the correct answer for question number 23 is industrious. Now question number 24, it says, which one of the following is true about the significance of work? Work is an instrument for national development, or work satisfies survival and safety needs, or work builds self-esteem, or all of the above. The answer is all of the above. Why? Because work is an instrument for national development. Yes. Work satisfies survival and satisfy needs. Yes. Work builds self-esteem. Yes, that you are dependent on yourself. You are not depending on the others. You are independent. So that means will build your self-esteem. So that means the correct answer for question number 24 is D, which is all of the above. Okay, now question number 25, it says, the capacity of citizens to manage their own affairs by themselves is termed as what? Self-initiative, self-governance, or self-awareness, or none of the above. The answer is self-governance. Why? Because it says the capacity of citizens to manage their own affairs by themselves is termed as, of course, self-governance. So the correct answer for question number 25 is B. Now in question number 26, it says, which one of the following activity is not profit oriented and carried out by self-initiative for the common good of the society? Supermarkets, restaurants, participation of volunteers, or construction? The answer is participation of volunteers. Why? Because he said is not profit oriented and carried out by self-initiative for the common good of the society. It is participation of volunteers. So that's means choice C. Now question number 27 says, which of the following is not the right of peoples with disabilities? Access to education and health, the right to equal opportunities, the right empowerment, or stigma and discrimination? Stigma and discrimination for the peoples with disabilities? No, of course. So that means the correct answer, which is not correct or which is not the right of peoples with disability, is stigma and discrimination. Now question number 28, which of the following correctly explains the characteristics of a democratic system? Autocratic constitution, or rule of law, or passive citizen participation, or disrespect for human and democratic rights? He said what? Correctly explains the characteristics of a democratic system. Of course it will be the rule of law. The rule of law is the one which explains the characteristics of a democratic system. So the correct answer for question number 28 is rule of law. Now question number 29, says, one of the following is not the possible cause of poverty. What it is? Environmental impacts, or overpopulation, or lack of education, or observing strong work ethics? He said what is not the possible cause of poverty? Of course it will be lack of education. Lack of education is not the possible cause of poverty. That means the correct answer for question number 29 is lack of education. Now in question number 30, it says, which one of the following is wrong about the methods of acquiring knowledge? Well, guess, critical observation, reading, or analysis of facts? He said is wrong. Is wrong about the methods of acquiring knowledge. Of course it will be well, guys. Why well, guys? Because how you will guess the knowledge? By critical observation, or by reading, or by analysis of facts, you will gain or you will know the knowledge, right? Yeah, it's the methods of acquiring knowledge. But will, guys? No, it's not the methods of acquiring knowledge. So that means the correct answer, which is wrong about the methods of acquiring knowledge, is A. Wild guess. Okay, now question number 31, it says, suppose that there is an equal distribution of resources between groups A and group B. Group B is more beneficiary at the expense of group A. After realizing the situation, government issued a proclamation to redistribute. Then they have unfairly distributed resources between group A and group B. The measure taken by the government is basically to ensure what? Of course it will be justice, right? Between the two groups. So the correct answer for question number 31 is C, right? Okay, now question number 32. Now let's continue by question number 32. It says, which one of the following is not the cause of corruption? Spending public money for oneself, the sense of individualism and selfishness, personal interest to have luxurious life, or legal and normal use of public property. First of all, spending public money for oneself is not good, right? And the sense of individualism and selfishness is a bad habit, and it's not good also. Personal interest to have luxurious life. What about the others? So also it's a bad habit that you are thinking about your life only. But the one which is good is a legal and normal use of public property. Here it says in the question the cause of corruption, right? And spending public money for oneself is the cause of corruption. The sense of individualism and selfishness is the cause of corruption. And personal interest to have luxurious life is also the cause of corruption. But the one which is not is legal and normal use of public property. So the correct answer for question number 32 is D, legal and normal use of property. Now question number 33, it says transparent and accountable system helps in what? Getting possession without fair election, governing all affairs based on laws, or aspiring and acquiring information illegally, or promoting improper use of office power. Here it says transparent and accountable system helps in what? Getting possession without fair election? No. This one is not good. Okay, governing all affairs based on laws? Yes. Transparent and accountable system helps in governing all affairs based on laws. So that means question number 33, its answer is B. The choice B. Now question number 34, it says, which one of the following is more of collective responsibility? Choosing marriage partner, keeping environmental sanitation, freeing oneself from addiction, or leading a planned life. Here it says is more collective responsibility. Is more of collective responsibility. Of course, keeping environmental sanitation. So the correct one that is more collective responsibility is keeping environmental sanitation. That means choice B is the correct answer for question number 34. Now question number 35, it says what? Which one of the following could be the consequence of injustice and domination? Conflict and separation, cooperation and unity, respect and consensus, or peace and order? It says the consequence of injustice and domination. It will be conflict and separation, right? Conflict and separation is the consequence of injustice and domination. So that means conflict and separation is the correct answer for question number 35. Now question number 36 says people's attitude towards work could be improved by means of what? Education and training, forcing people, providing aids, or punishment? Of course it will be education and training. that people's attitude towards work could be improved by means of education, by educated peoples, education and training. So the correct answer for question number 36 is choice A. Now, question number 37, it says one of the following is not the characteristics of tolerance. Is not the characteristics of tolerance. It makes people to live together, or it leads to conflict, or it assures peace, or it leads to mutual understanding. Of course, the one which is not correct is leads to conflict. If there is tolerance, that means there is accepting differences, right? And when you are accepting differences, that means you will expect to live in peace and with the others lovely. So that means people can live together peacefully, right? But here it says not the characteristics of tolerance. Of course it leads to conflict. No, tolerance are not leads to conflict. So the correct answer, which is not the characteristics of tolerance, is B, choice B, for question number 37. Now in question number 38, it says terrorist actions in any country bring the greatest suffering to the what? Army and police force, or government leaders, or civilian population, or members of opposition parties. Of course it will be members of opposition parties. Not army and police force only, not government leaders only, not civilian population only, members of opposition parties. The terrorist actions. I think you know what the meaning of terrorist, right? They're the persons who are killing others and killing themselves also for something he want or she want. So terrorist actions is a crime, right? It's a crime. Of course it's a crime. Terrorist actions in any country bring the greatest suffering to the members of opposition parties. So the correct answer for question number 38 is this one. Okay, now in question number 39, it says the equal and fair distribution of social services is a kind of what? Equality of benefits, equality of burdens, or equality of duties, or equality of status. It says the equal and fair distribution of social services is a kind of equality of benefits, not burdens, not duties, and not status. So the correct answer is A. Now question number 40, it says which one of the following belongs to the functions of the rule of law? Which one of the following belongs to the functions of the rule of law? Promoting misconduct, encouraging violence, promoting dictatorship, or protecting rights. I think it's something that's visual, so visual. Of course, protecting rights, not promoting misconduct, not encouraging violence, not promoting dictatorship. It will be the protecting of rights, right? That belongs to the functions of the rule of law. That means choice D is the correct answer and best answer for question number 40. Now in question number 41, it says levy and collect taxes on revenue sources are the function of what? Federal state, or regional state, or cable councils, or none? The answer is federal state. Levy and collect taxes on revenue sources are the function of federal state. So the correct answer for question number 41 is A. Now question number 42. Which one of the following is not a good ethical value? Is not a good ethical value? Helping the poor, respecting elders, to be free from exam malpractice, smoking cigarettes, and drinking alcohol. Okay, helping the poor. First of all, we'll start one by one. Choice A is saying helping the poor. Helping the others, in general, helping the others will let you be happy. And it's a good ethical, right? That you are helping the others. You are helping the needy. You are helping the poor. So that means, first of all, you will get happiness, and that guy that you help him also will be happy for you and for himself. So that means it's a good ethical that this person will be happy because of you. Okay, in choice B, it says respecting elders. Of course, respecting elders, respecting the old peoples will not let you be happy, and also they will be happy that their grandsons, their sons are what? Are respecting them. They will be happy for you, and also you will be happy that you are respecting the one who is bigger than you. Okay, now in choice C it says to be free from exam malpractice. Of course, to be free from exam malpractice is a good ethical, right? Okay, in choice D it says smoking cigarettes and drinking alcohol. If you smoke cigarettes, this thing will let you be like, first of all, you'll forget the world that you are living on, or you'll forget yourself because of smoking cigarettes and drinking alcohol, especially drinking alcohol, that you will be drunk. Everything, when you will be drunk, everything behind you or in front you, it will be danger, right? So that means the bad ethical is smoking cigarettes and drinking alcohol. Only the people who are doing the crimes are doing this thing, smoking cigarettes and drinking alcohol, and more the one who are drinking alcohol, right? So the correct answer for question number 42, which is not a good ethical value, is D, smoking cigarettes and drinking alcohol. Now in question number 43 it says, which one of the following is the result of the prevalence of justice? Rebellion, stability, corruption, or civil war? Of course, the thing which is the result of the prevalence of justice. If there is a justice in the country or in the community, there will be a stability, right? There will be a stability between the others, between the people. So the correct answer for question number 43 is stability. Now in question number 44 it says the task of discharging duties on an equal footing is referred to as equality of what? Status, burdens, benefits, or authority? The answer is burdens. Why? Because burdens is is a quality. That's the task of discharging duties on an equal footing is referred to as the quality of burdens, not status, not benefits, and not authority. So that means the correct answer for question number 44 is burdens. Now question number 45 it says the field of work in which you will be engaged over a period of years in the future will be your what? Task, job, career, or duty? It will be career, right? Career means the something that you are working on and you educate yourself by yourself on this on this field, right? So that means when you work in this field by yourself and educating yourself by yourself for a long time, for like a period of years, in the future it will be your career, right? Yes. So the correct answer for question number 45 is C, career. Now in question number 46 it says honesty is the best policy. The lesson we can draw from this proverb is what? The importance of policy, or the value of truthfulness, or the burdens of honesty, or the formulation of valid policy? Of course it will be the value of truthfulness. The value of truthfulness is very big, right? To be truthfulness is a good thing in your life. Honesty is the best policy. So that means the answer for question number 46 is the value of truthfulness, which is choice B. Now question number 47, it says to support and make care of yourself and to make decisions by yourself is called what? Self-respect, self-reliance, self-critique, or self-development. It will be self-reliance, that it's independent, that you are dependent on yourself to support and make care of yourself and to make decisions by yourself, to depend on yourselves in every problem or in everything, to bring the solution for the problem by yourself. This means self-reliance. This is the answer for question number 47. Now question number 48. The saying a delayed response is no better than a denied one indicates the value of what? Openness, punctuality, tolerance, or honesty. It will be openness. A delayed response is no better than a denied one. So that means this proverb or this saying is because of openness. Now in question number 49 it says in a classroom debate, Abdurrahman failed to control his temper and isolated the other debaters. As a result, he was characterized for his lack of what? Severity, self-respect, passion, or self-reliance. Of course it will be because of the self-reliance, right? If the one doesn't have a self-reliance, he will not have, he will be independent. He will be dependent on the others. He should be independent and to make decisions by himself and to support and make care of himself, right? So that means self-reliance is the correct answer for the problem of question number 49. Now question number 50 says basic functions of a democratic constitution includes all except what? Protecting the right of citizens, granting absolute power to a government, stating the obligation of citizens, maintaining peace and security. Now here is say basic function of democratic constitution. Includes all. Protecting the right of citizens, yes. Stating the obligation of citizens, yes. Maintaining peace and security, of course. But granting absolute power to a government, no. It's not the basic function of a democratic constitution. So the correct answer, which is not a basic function of a democratic constitution, is B, granting absolute power to a government. Okay, now question number 51 it says, which one of the following is true about poverty? It is ability of satisfying basic needs, or it is indicated by prevalence of illiteracy and inadequate social services, or it has no impact on personal esteem and self-confidence, or it encourages the development of democracy. The answer is B. Why? Because he said it's true about poverty. That means it is indicated by prevalence of illiteracy and inadequate social services. So the correct answer for question number 51 is B. Now question number 52, it says all of the following are examples of citizens' action to fight against injustice, except what? Promoting human rights, supporting anti-corruption struggle, cooperating with police, fighting injustice violently. The answer is D. Fighting injustice violently. Okay. He said in the question, all of the following are examples of citizens' action to fight against injustice, right? Except one of the following. First of all, we have promoting human rights. Yes, is something or is an action to fight against injustice. Okay, supporting anti-corruption struggle. Yes. Cooperating with police. Yes. Fighting injustice violently? No, not violently. So that means the correct answer for question number 52 is fighting injustice violently. Now question number 53 says the presence of inequality among citizens in the exercise of benefits and pardons produces what? Disorder and disagreement, rise of dissatisfaction, political uprising, or all of the above. The answer is all of the above. Disorder and disagreement, rise of dissatisfaction, political uprising, all of these are the presence of inequality among the citizens in the exercise of benefits and the burdens will produce these things. Okay, now so that means the answer for question number 43 is the choice D, all of the above, all of the above. Now question number 54, it says among the following which one belong to the economic equality of citizens under the federal region? Every citizen's vote has equal weight. I think this question are repeated, right? The right to own property, equal treatment before the law, the right to elect. Yes, this question is repeated and we already answered it. And the answer is the right to own property. Yes. Now question number 55, it says a written constitution was first introduced in Ethiopia in what? In 1995, in 1931, in 1991, or in 1955? The answer is 1931. That a written constitution was first introduced in Ethiopia in 1931. It was the first constitution that was written in this year, or from the beginning of this year, 1931. Okay, now question number 56. A traditional practice that can be a means to transmit virus from a disease including HIV/AIDS is what? Genital mutilation, or eating together, or handshake, or sitting together? The answer is genital mutilation, and also it's a crime, right? It's a crime, it's not good. Genital mutilation. So the correct answer for question number 56 is A. Now question number 57. According to the 1995 Constitution of Ethiopia, legislative power belong to what? Federal government, federal houses, regional governments, or federal and regional governments? Of course it's about federal and regional governments. That's according to the 1995 Constitution of Ethiopia, legislative power belong to the federal and regional governments. Now question number 58, it says which of the following is not related to knowledge acquisition? Awareness, ignorance, helpfulness, or productivity? Of course it will be ignorance. Ignorance is not related to knowledge acquisition. Awareness, yes. Helpfulness, yes. Productivity, yes. But ignorance, no. So the one which is not related to knowledge acquisition is ignorance. The answer for question number 58. Now question number 59. In question number 59 it says the records about enrollment and the dropout of students in your school is known as what? Information, research materials, data, or knowledge? The answer is data, right? Because it says the records about enrollment and dropout of students in your school is known as data. I think also we learn it on maths about probability, the unit of probability, unit 6. Now in question number 60 it says which one is different from the others? It is different from the others. Now we have 4 choices. The first choice says voting. The B choice is saying being a member of political party. C is saying participating in societies. D is attend political meetings. Now it says different from others. Okay, different from others. Voting and being a member of political party and attend political meetings, all of these are political like political societies, right? Political activities. But participation in societies, actually it's something social, right? Social activities. Participate in societies, this is the difference. Participate in societies is different from the others. So that means the correct answer for question number 6 is C. Participate in societies. And this was the last answer for the last question in this model, and I hope that you benefit from the answers that we bring it for the questions, for these questions in this model, and I hope that you benefit from this video. And inshallah in the coming videos we are going to make and to solve together more models. So thank you for watching and thank you for listening. Goodbye.